I am Jennifer DeRozier, and we are talking about buyer brokerage agreements. What are they? Why do you need one? And why is everyone asking for one these days? Very simply put, a buyer brokerage agreement is an outline of the services that you are asking for from your realtor and the obligations that you owe to each other for the duration of your business relationship. Very similar to when you sell a home and a listing agent signs a listing agreement with a seller. The buyer brokerage agreement does very much the same thing. This document was not widely used prior to the NAR settlement. And basically, what it does is inspire transparency between buyers and their professionals. So, important things to note. Number one, when you have a realtor who is not willing or able to show you a property without this document being signed, that is because our hands are tied. This is now required, and it's actually for your protection. This is so nothing can come out of the woodwork later and surprise you. Having a realtor by your side to help you with the ins and outs and legalities and things that maybe aren't common knowledge that have to do with buying and selling property requires, compensation, because this is a career. Having a realtor, so please know that there is no time frame that is required. It could be one day, it could be 1 hour, it could have only one property. So if you want to work with a variety of different realtors, which is not, by the way, to your benefit, but that's a conversation for another time. But you can do that. You can put in the terms of the buyer brokerage agreement that you are only committing to paying this realtor for this property specifically. Likewise, if you dabble in commercial real estate, but you're looking to purchase in a residential situation, you can specify that you are only willing to work with this realtor on residential properties, and that leaves you open to being able to enter an agreement for commercial properties with a different professional. So the power is still in your hands, but what this does is this makes it all very clear. This realtor is willing to work for X%, and that money will be due at closing in exchange for their exclusive services from the house hunting process through to negotiations, through to transaction management, and then on even after post-closing services. A lot of times, commissions can still be negotiated as a part of making an offer. A lot of times there are sellers who are still willing to offer realtor compensation. The difference is this cannot be advertised as a marketing tool. A lot of times, which I find to be a huge service, because what we don't need in this industry is realtors who are only in it for the money to line their pockets. You deserve to have someone who is really invested in making you happy. These buyer brokerage agreements are there to protect you as the buyer and make sure that your professional is in it for the right reasons. So don't be afraid when your realtor asks you to sign this agreement. Number one, we're required to, but number two, it is for you to understand and not be met with any last minute surprises. So I hope that that is helpful, but as always, if you have any questions, don't be afraid to reach out to Rose Tree Realty and myself. I would love to help you with any and all of your real estate needs. Happy hunting!